sacred knowledge from the stars. Vedic truth heals ancient scars. Mantras clear the karmic way, bringing light to guide each day. Let the planets show their signs as the cards and stars combine. Ancient wisdom flows through time. Cards reveal the grand design. Om Namah Shivaya divine. Let the cosmic rhythms align. Om Shanti Om.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to my once weekly show. My name is Michelle Marie, and I am the owner and operator of Astrological Tarot. You can find me at astrologicaltarot.com. I am both a Vedic and Western astrologer, as well as a tarot and oracle card reader. And you can find all of my information again, astrologicaltarot.com. So welcome to our comprehensive astrological outlook for the dramatic month of August 2026. I'm on a little earlier today so that I can give you guys the transits per sign. So before we dive into the astrological weather this month, let's ground ourselves in some spiritual wisdom. I found a quote by Swami Sivananda Saraswati, that's him right here, and he beautifully reminded us that change is the law of life. Conflict is the process of evolution. Courage is the secret of victory. So that's something that we can take into the month of August. I also looked up a quote from Paramahansa Yogananda, and he wrote, "You do not have to struggle to reach God, but you do have to struggle to tear away the self-created veil that hides the divine from you." So those are some things that we can bring in from our divine gurus to help us with some of the energies in August. Now, know that we're going into eclipse month. And eclipses and planetary shifts are simply the universe tearing away those veils so that truth can shine through. Now, let's go into the astrology. Go ahead and grab your planners, your phone calendars, your notebooks right now, because August of 2026 is one of the most intense high-stake months of the year. How am I doing over there? Okay. All right. I'm a little paused over here, so I'm just making sure that I'm coming across for you guys. If you guys can let me know if I'm stalling, please let me know. Okay, so we are walking through massive eclipse corridor that directly hits the United States charts, and I'm going to also go into some global headlines that we can expect. So this is why all of us are searching for answers right now. The USA's ascendant is in Sagittarius, and this month's celestial weather is going to trigger a lot of 3rd and 9th house axis energies, along with, we're finally stepping into that 8th house of transformation, because the nodes are going to officially move into Capricorn Cancer on December 5th of this year, and the last time we went through that was 2008. Anything big happened there? So with the USA's ascendant in Sagittarius, this month's celestial weather is going to trigger a vital 3rd, 9th house axis alongside that transformational 8th house. So on August 28th, we're going to have a partial lunar eclipse. And this strikes the United States' 3rd house of news, media, journalism, telecommunications, infrastructure, neighboring relations with Canada and Mexico. This has been going on for 18 months. Well, about a year. It'll be 18 months in December. So we also have a lot of heavy Leo transits. We've got Sun, Mercury, and Ketu, all in the 9th house of foreign policy, constitutional law, international treaties, and commercial aviation as well. And on August 12th, we have a total solar eclipse in Cancer. That's in Ashlesha, and it's in the 8th house of joint finances, national debt, emergency responses, and public health safety. That's going to open the door to a dramatic 2027 on the financial axis of the Los Estados Unidos. So why is this historically significant? This is the final set of eclipses on the 3rd and 9th axis before Rahu and Ketu, which are the nodes, shift into that 2nd and 8th house financial axis of Capricorn and Cancer, and that's going to be in February of 2027. So we're finally exiting, journalism, communications, foreign relations, things like that with these next two eclipses. And then we enter the financial sector if you're living in Los Estados Unidos. A lot of countries are going to be going through their Pluto return as well. So what we're witnessing this month is an absolute climax of major stories. So there's going to be more airline regulations, news media shifts, free speech debates, immigration laws, foreign diplomatic realignments with these eclipses. Right before the global attention turns strictly to national economy and shocks and banking reevaluations next year. Like, it's going to be another 2008, but it's going to look a little different. I've been preparing a lot of you for this. Please pay attention. So let's go straight into the calendar date by date so that you can write these down and stay ahead of the collective curve. And please let me know if I'm skipping or anything like that, because we've had a lot of blackouts in Mexico over the last couple of weeks, this week especially, water turnoffs, things like that, because of the seismic activity in the area. So let's go ahead and get into August 1st. Venus is going to enter Virgo, and Rahu is going to enter Dhanishta. So that is a big one. Venus drops into the sign of debilitation, so you can expect a lot of practical reality checks regarding global currency, supply chains, fashion markets, and diplomatic relations, because Venus rules all of those things in the very bureaucratic side of Virgo. Rahu is going to enter, like I said, Dhanishta Nakshatra in Aquarius until April 10th of 2027. And Dhanishta is ruled by Mars, and it's symbolized by the drum. That's why you see the Damaro here. And it governs wealth, music, high tech, social networks. Rahu here is going to amplify a lot of viral media trends, digital currency shifts, and aggressive online discourse. That's in the USA's third house of communications. So it's finally starting to pair off there. Now, on August 2nd, Mars is going to enter the sign of Sidereal Gemini. When Mars moves in the very talkative Gemini until September 18th, you can expect a lot of fast-moving news, some intense debates around media transparency, heated rhetoric, especially regarding foreign policy. And then watch for any whistleblower leaks, hidden legal scandals, breaking in political circles, debates over government surveillance and classified data as well. Then on August 11th, Rahu, the North Node, is going to aspect Mars, our inner warrior. This is a red flag day for world news because Rahu in Aquarius throws a direct fifth house aspect onto Mars in Gemini. And that creates a lot of volatility, heightened threats of civil unrest, some kinetic war escalations, and viral internet outages. So keep calm and avoid online arguments during that time as well. Then, this is a big one, folks. August 12th, we have a total solar eclipse in Ashlesha Nakshatra. It's at 25 degrees and 48 of sidereal Cancer. Now, this is the Serpent Star. This is in the United States' 8th house of joint resources, sudden transformations. So this will be visible across Greenland, Iceland, Spain, and parts of Russia. So we can expect major political and environmental headlines in these regions over the next 6 months. We've already been talking about Greenland and Russia and things like that. So that's when things are going to start to enact, okay? Anything that comes out after this solar eclipse is going, it's dark stuff that's happening behind the scenes that's going to come true. That's how I predicted Project 2025, COVID, the collapse of Roe v. Wade, all of that. Pay attention after solar eclipses. They reveal secrets, okay? So in addition to this eclipse, there's going to be a nakshatra lord exchange. And that is Mars in Ardra opposite Rahu and Dhanishta. So this is an exchange of planetary lords. We call this a Paravatana yoga. And it creates an intense geopolitical friction, defense budget debates, border immigration policy shifts, extreme climate events, including severe heat waves and severe storms as well. So be aware of that. The eclipse is going to be a little dramatic, okay? Then from August 4th through 16th, Jupiter and Mercury are forming a Graha Yuddha. What does that mean? It's a planetary war. Mercury and Jupiter are going to lock horns in Cancer at 14 degrees and 47 of sidereal. And this planetary war will bring massive news updates regarding public health, pandemic surveillance, especially around, like, we got some new ones coming out. I read about H5N1, that's the avian flu protocols. medical research, major judicial court readings regarding rulings regarding public health policy. We can expect a lot of these things to collapse in the United States because Ketu's moving through there and they're being dismantled after Doge canceled a lot of programs that prevented these things from happening. So then on August 15th, we have the start of a 16-week Shani fasting quarter. What does that mean? Shani means Saturn, and Saturn rules our karma. So starting on the 15th, you can fast every Saturday, 16 consecutive weeks through November 28th, and that can burn a ton of karmic debt from your past lives. You can stabilize your mental health during this time. You can invite long-term financial security into your life as well, especially before these eclipses hit that 2nd, 8th axis, okay? Then on August 17th, the sun is entering Leo, but he's going to go through a Gandanta first, okay? So what does that mean? The sun moves past a very sensitive water-fire knot between Cancer and Leo, entering the United States 9th house of government and legal affairs. So we can expect sudden headlines around political leadership, foreign treaties, and some more solar heat waves. Okay. Then on that day, we also have the Nag Panchami Festival. And this is a really good festival to, participate in, even if it's from afar, because it's a sacred day to honor the serpent deities. Okay. These are called the Naga Devatas. And because this month's solar eclipse takes place in a snake-ruled nakshatra, Ashlesha, we can celebrate Nag Panchami to neutralize some of the negative Rahu Ketu afflictions, which represents the tail and the head of the snake. Then we have Jupiter, thank goodness, entering Ashlesha Nakshatra and helping us with some of this eclipse energy. He's going to leave Pushya and move into Ashlesha until October 31st. So we can rely on our wisdom being sharper. We can be more intuitive and tactical during that time. So watch for major breakthroughs in biotechnology and psychology as well. Then on August 21st, Venus is going to oppose Saturn retrograde. Now, debilitated Venus in Virgo faces off with Saturn retrograde in Pisces, and this aspect is going to push us to confront relationship realities and financial budgets. So avoid major luxury purchases or impulse contracts during that day and, in general, while Venus is in Virgo because it's debilitated, okay? Then from August 22nd to the 27th, we've got Mercury in a Leo Gandanta, and then we also have a Sun-Mercury Ketu conjunction. So Mercury is going to cross that knot between water and fire while meeting Ketu, the South Node in Leo, and then that's on August 25th. And that's followed by a Sun-Ketu meeting on the 22nd. And then Mercury is going to be combusted by the Sun on the 27th. And that's in the United States 9th house. So we can expect major public announcements regarding voting security, constitutional laws, election integrity, and high-profile political leadership struggles, okay, and reshuffles. Then, this is a big one, on August 27th or 28th, depending on where you're at in the world, we have a partial lunar eclipse, and this is in Shatabhisha Nakshatra. Whoo, it's right near my moon and Jonathan's Jupiter, so we've been getting ready for this for a long time. So this is the second major eclipse. It's a partial lunar eclipse, and it is in Shatabhisha. It's the star of the 100 physicians, and it hits the United States 3rd house of news, media networks, travel logistics. It will be visible in North and South America, Europe, and Africa. So those are the countries that are going to feel this the most. You can expect big updates regarding medical advancements, public health policies, internet and AI governance, media accountability, international travel regulations, because Shatabhisha uncovers hidden secrets, especially major media exposés. So we can expect that following the lunar eclipse. Then on August 31st, we have an exalted Jupiter aspecting Saturn retrograde. So the month will close off on a very powerful note. We have exalted Jupiter in Cancer, and that casts a protective aspect over the Saturn retrograde in Pisces at 19 and 27. And that divine grace will meet grounded discipline, and it will offer us a lot of structural hope after a very dramatic month. So here are some remedial measures that you can go into, because when the sky gets intense, Vedic astrology can give us remedies. We call these upayas to neutralize the planetary stress as it comes. So here are some global and personal remedies that you can carry into the month of August. Again, I mentioned fasting on Saturdays. That starts August 15th. It's a 16 consecutive week fast until the 28th. You can fast from sunrise to sunset on Saturdays, or just abstain from salt, grains, it burns a lot of heavy karmic debts, especially from past lives. It pleases Shani, Saturn, and it grants you a lot of mental endurance as well. Then you can do Nag Panchami. That is a festival regarding the divine serpents. This is it's a day that it honors the Naga Devatas. And because the solar eclipse, like I said, occurs in the nakshatra of Ashlesha, ruled by the Nagas, and Rahu and Ketu, which is a Naga, are active, we can celebrate Nag Panchami and provide a lot of immense protection against Rahu Ketu afflictions. So in India, they celebrate by offering milk and turmeric and flowers at a Shiva shrine, here's Shiva here, or a snake idol. You can chant the Sarpa Suktam, you can do Rahu or Ketu's mantras, and you can perform acts of charity or do any kind of environmental conservation because they like that. Okay, so I'm going to give you a few mantras for August. This is the biggest one. Jonathan and I do this at least 10 malas, 108 times. And this is called the Mrityunjaya mantra. It's for physical health, viral protection, mental peace. And again, say this during the eclipse. I'm going to when we get a little closer, I'll give you exact times each week. But I'll go ahead and give that to you now. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushti Vardhanam Urva Rukamiva Vandanam Mrityor Rukshiyamamritat. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushti Vardhanam Urva Rukamiva Vandanam Mrityor Rukshiyamamritat. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushti Vardhanam Urva Rukamiva Vandanam Mrityor Rukshiyamamritat. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Peace Peace Peace. Okay. Another thing that you could do during the month of August is Shani Dev's mantra. That's Saturn's mantra, and I'll go ahead and give you his seed mantra, which is very powerful. Om Pram Prim Pram Sa Shanishwaraya Namaha. And again, you can say that via Amala, best Saturn on Saturn days, Saturdays. And then we have Rahu's mantra. He's the north node for the solar eclipse. Om Brahm Brim Brahm Sa Rahuve Namaha. And that can bring a clarity during the eclipse windows. And then the Ketu mantra, which is the south node. Om Shram Shrim Shram Sa Ketuve Namaha. And that is for spiritual detachment and protection. What these mantras do is they provide an astral shield against the negative eclipse energy. Don't look at them. Don't keep windows closed. Do your mantras during the eclipse and you should be okay. You're going to create a nice armor for yourself. Okay. So let's go into the August 2026 horoscope by rising and moon sign. If you're not sure what your rising or moon sign is, if you go to astrologicaltarot.com, I have a free calculator on my site. So always listen for your Vedic rising sign, that's your ascendants, for the most accurate life events, and then check your Vedic moon sign for your emotional guidance, okay? So let's talk about Aries. The vibe for this month is big mouth, big moves, big paychecks, okay? The houses that are activated are the 4th house of home and heart, the 11th house of income and network, and the 3rd house of communication, and the 5th house of creativity. Lots of activity for you, dear Aries. When it comes to love, relationships, drama, Mars in your 3rd house is going to give you zero filter during this month. But heads up, because when Rahu hits Mars on August 11th, a simple comment could spark petty drama with siblings, neighbors, or your partner. So take a deep breath before hitting send. Additionally, for your money and career, dear Aries, this month is a huge financial flex. The August 2028 lunar eclipse in your 11th house can bring a massive project to completion or opens doors for a new dream network for you. So expect a payday or a major milestone, especially in your networking. For your body and mind, dear Aries, the August 12th solar eclipse is going to hit your fourth house, bringing emotional stress to the surface. So protect your energy, guard your chest, your heart health, and don't let family tension ruin your peace. When it comes to the retrograde remedy, you can recite Hanuman Chalisa on Tuesdays to ground that fiery temper, or light a ghee lamp for Lord Shiva, which you could also do. Now let's get to Taurus risings and moons. Your vibe this month is career glow up, but hide your wallet. So the houses activated for you are the third house of courage and self-efforts, the 10th house of career and how you shine, the second house of finances and speech and food, and the fifth house of, romance and also, stocks, things like that. So when it comes to relationships, love, and drama, dear Taurus, Venus will be debilitated in your fifth house, staring down Saturn retrograde. The translation is there's going to be a reality check when it comes to love this month for you, dear Taurians. Stop making excuses for situationships that aren't producing any kind of real effort. Keep your conversations as grounded as possible. When it comes to your money and career, dear Taurus, you are stepping into the spotlight. The August 28th lunar eclipse in your 10th house is going to trigger major career pivots, promotions, viral public recognition, but just watch Mars in your second house because that can bring impulse shopping, and that's going to be very real this month. Now for your body and mind, dear Taurus, stress can settle in your neck, your shoulders, and your throat. Unclench your jaw. I have to do that all the time as a Taurus ascendant, and make sure to stretch. Okay. Now, a really good remedy that you can do is for Vishnu this month. And I'm going to go ahead and do this. You can donate white food items, rice, milk on Fridays, and you can chant Vishnu's mantra. And I'll give that to you now. Here he is. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. You can do that all day, any day, but it's best set on Fridays if you're looking for a specific day to do it. Now, Gemini risings and moons. Your vibe this month is main character energy with a spicy tongue. So your houses that are activated are second house of wealth and speech, ninth house of wisdom and luck, first house of identity and your body, and the third house of efforts and courage. So when it comes to love, drama, relationships, with fiery Mars hitting that first house, your magnetic energy is going to be off the charts, but so is your temper. So watch out, especially around the planetary war mid-month, because that can bring out sharp words. It can burn some bridges, especially with family before you realize it. When it comes to your money and career, complete financial overhaul season for you. The August eclipses will force you to audit your wealth, restructure your budgets, and upgrade how you charge for your talent. When it comes to body and mind, dear Gemini, you are running super hot this month. So watch for inflammation, acid reflux, burnout. Drink more water than you normally do, touch grass, ground yourself. Now, the retrograde remedy is you can recite Vishnu's mantras. I just gave you one for Taurus, or you can chant Om Buddhaya Namaha on Wednesdays to keep your mind cool and calm, especially with Mars affecting you. Now, let's get into Cancer risings and moons. Your vibe is complete personal rebirth. Your houses activated are your first house of health, your 8th house of transformation, and your 12th house of rest, in your second house of value, savings, food, and speech. So when it comes to relationships and love and drama, the exalted Jupiter in your first house is going to give you a lot of divine protection. Yay. But the August 12th solar eclipse in your first house demands that you shed your old identity. And if you're a people pleaser in Cancer, what that can do is it can cause some authenticity to arise, especially in your communications. When it comes to money and career, dear Cancer, the Mercury-Jupiter war in your first house is going to force a big contract decision. And then the August 28th lunar eclipse, that occurs in your 8th house. And that can uncover unexpected money, tax settlements, or even joint investments. So body and mind, dear Cancer, the eclipse hangovers are very real for you this month because it's right on your ascendant. So prioritize sleep. You could get a lymphatic drainage massage. Those are very helpful. and 0 extra commitments, especially around August 12th. Okay, just lay low that day. The retrograde remedy for you, dear Cancer, is offer water to the rising sun every morning, Surya Arga, and you can also chant Om Namah Shivaya. I gave that to you a little earlier. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. That's said on Saturdays, but you can do it any day. Okay, now let's get into Leo risings and moons. Your vibe is quiet resets and relationship truth bombs. Your houses activated are the 12th house of the subconscious and solitude, the 7th house of your partnerships, the 1st house of your ego and self, and the 11th house of gains, profits. So when it comes to your relationship, love, drama, things in that category, the August 28th eclipse, this is a lunar eclipse, and your 7th house will bring a massive moment of truth to your committed relationships or business partnerships. This is the universe just clearing the air. It's real. It strengthens. If it's fake, it crumbles. This happens every 18 years. You've got this. Then when it comes to money and career, dear Leos, the sun is going to meet the south node Ketu in your sign on August 22nd. So that'll help you lead with humility, but any ego trips that you have will backfire. So the good news is Mars in your 11th house will open doors for fast monetary gains through networking. When it comes to body and mind, dear Leo, your 12th house solar eclipse on August 12th calls for a digital detox. So unplug from social media, fix your sleep routine, do some changes in that area. The retrograde remedy for you this month is you can donate red lentils on Tuesdays, which is food, to the local shelter. You can perform Surya Namaskars on Sunday mornings. Those are called sunrise exercises. I highly recommend them. All right, so Virgo risings and moons. Your vibe is your hustle mode is going to be activated, but drama is going to be deactivated. Yay. So the houses activated for you in August are the 11th house of dreams and income, the 6th house of work and health, the 1st house of self-worth, and the 10th house of ambition. So when it comes to relationships and love, debilitated Venus in your 1st house facing Saturn retrograde means it's time to do a self-love makeover. Stop seeking validation from people who treat you like an option. Okay. When it comes to your money and career, Mars in your 10th house is going to put you in executive beast mode. This is excellent. The August 12th solar eclipse in your 11th house will shake up your social circles and redirect your long-term goals. And when it comes to your body and your mind, dear Virgo, great news, because the August 28th lunar eclipse in your 6th house is going to bring closure around any nagging health issues or bad daily habits. Now, your retrograde remedy for this month of August is you can feed birds or stray animals on Saturdays. You can chant Om Dram Drim Dram Sa Shukraya Namaha. Best said on Fridays 108 times via Amala. Now let's get to Libra risings and moons. Your vibe is stepping into the big professional stage in the month of August. So the houses activated are that 10th house of career and status, the 5th house of joy and creativity, the 12th house of secrets and solitude, and that 9th house of expansion, long distance travel. So when it comes to relationships and love, Venus in your 12th house is going to bring you a secret romantic side this month. So be honest about your feelings and don't retreat into spiritual isolation when your love gets real. When it comes to money and career, there is a massive career energy for you this month. The August 12th solar eclipse in your 10th house will completely rewire your career trajectory, promote potential or public titles, so get ready to lead. Then, for your body and mind, this is an overwork warning. Watch your lower back. Make sure to stretch it out for pain and exhaustion, and pacing yourself is very key to your long-term success. You can also, as a retrograde remedy, offer pink flowers to the Divine Mother and chant, and I'll go get a photo of her. Where is she? Oh, here she is. This is Lakshmi. Om Shri Mahalakshmiya Namaha. Om Shri Mahalakshmiya Namaha. Om Shri Mahalakshmiya Namaha. And you can do that for our Divine Mother on Fridays. Then we have Scorpio risings and moons. Your vibe this month of August is breaking boundaries and leveling up. So your houses that are activated are the 9th house of Dharma and travel, the 4th house of home and heart, the 8th house of shared assets, and the 10th house of authority. So when it comes to relationships and love, Mars in your 8th house can stir up intense passions, but keep your cool, especially when talking about shared finances, joint budgets with your partner. Don't turn money into a power struggle, okay? When it comes to money and career, Sun and Ketu in your 10th house can grant you sharp authority at work, but then the August 12th the August 12th eclipse will open huge doors for foreign travel, higher education, legal wins, and publishing deals if you're working on that. When it comes to your body and your mind, it's really important that you, the August 28th lunar eclipse is going to bring in a lot of emotional healing to your family root system because it's in your 4th house. And it's important that you ground your pelvic and your root chakra energy throughout the month, okay, whatever that means for you, however you ground. Then the retrograde remedy for you this month is you can chant Mars's mantra, Om Kram Krim Kram Sa Bomaya Namaha. And that's best done on Tuesdays. That's a very powerful protection mantra. And another one that Jonathan and I have been doing at night, I got you another one, is Om Krim Kalike Graha Dosha Vinashini Swaha. And that is for Goddess Kali, and that's best said at night if you feel like you need some extra armor. Now, Sagittarius, risings and moons. The vibe for you this month is unexpected payouts and relationship heat. The houses activated are 8th house of unearned wealth. That's usually in the form of some kind of inheritance, transformations, chronic illness. The 3rd house is your voice, your courage, your self-efforts. And then the 7th house of relationships and that 9th house of luck, gurus, long-distance travel. So when it comes to relationships and drama, Mars in your 7th house is going to bring major passion to your love life. Just watch out for Rahu's aspect on August 11th and don't start arguments just for the sake of winning, okay? When it comes to money and career, with exalted Jupiter in your 8th house, you can expect financial plot twists, income breakthroughs, especially with the 8th house eclipse shifts. When it comes to body and mind, dear Sagittarius, high 8th house energy requires a deep nervous system regulation for you. So you can practice breathwork, pranayama. I have a tutorial on my channel. Yoga, stress relief to keep your body grounded. I have a lot of courses for free via my YouTube channel on that. Now, the retrograde remedy is you can apply yellow sandalwood or to a turmeric tilak to your forehead daily if you're living in India and that's normal for you, or you can just chant this mantra, and this is best said on Thursdays. Om Brahm Brim Brahm Sa Brihaspataye Namaha. Om Gram Drim Gram Sa Brihaspataye Namaha. Okay. Now let's get to Capricorn risings and moons. Now your vibe this month is out with the old bonds, in with the new gains. Your houses activated are the 7th house of contracts and relationships, the 2nd house of wealth and savings, the 6th house of hustle, wealth, daily routines, and the 8th house of transformation. Major changes coming your way. Now, when it comes to relationships and love, there is a total relationship refresh for you during the month of August. The August 12th solar eclipse in your 7th house is going to wipe out any toxic relationship patterns, outdated business contracts, and bad energy in partnerships. So pay attention to any secrets coming out after that eclipse and clean house, okay? When it comes to money and career, Mars in your 6th will give you a drive to absolutely crush competition at work. The August 28th lunar eclipse in your 2nd house is going to reorganize your bank accounts and your saving goals for the better. When it comes to body and mind, this is a prime time for body transformation. So ditch those bad habits, upgrade your nutrition, and hit a new fitness stride if you're looking into that. The retrograde remedy for you, dear Capricorn, is you can fast on Saturdays starting August 15th. I talked about that earlier in the show. You can light a mustard oil lamp under a peepal tree or a Shiva shrine if you're in India. Now, so for Aquarius risings and moons, your vibe is your personal system reboot is this August, okay? The houses activated are the 6th house of daily health and routine, the 1st house of identity and body, the 5th house of joy, fun, children, and the 7th house of partnerships. So for love and relationships, Sun, Ketu, and Mercury in your 7th house call for compromise. So drop the pride, put down any of your defensive walls, and listen deeply to your partner. And that's a really good remedy you can do. Then another thing is for money and career. Rahu's going to enter your 1st house, and that is in Dhanishta Nakshatra. This is going to amplify your personal magnetism and ambition. The August 28th lunar eclipse in your sign is a personal system reboot. So time to step into the spotlight. For your body and mind, dear Aquarians, focus on your immune health, your nervous system care, daily wellness routines, especially around the August 12th eclipse. It's going to affect your 6th house. So that's a good time to detox and redo your daily routines and schedules. A really good remedy that you can do is for Rahu, and I'll give that to you now. Om Brahm Brim Brahm Sa Rahave Namaha. And that's best said on Saturdays. You can also perform seva, which is selfless service, at local community services in your area. And finally, last but not least, Pisces. So your vibe this month is spiritual detox and creative liberation. The houses activated are the 5th house of creativity and romance. That's also children. The 12th house of spiritual retreat, sleep, rest. The 4th house of home and family, and the 6th house of daily work. So as far as love and relationships, Saturn retrograde in your sign is going to keep you grounded and mature. We call this Sarisati if it's going over your moon. The August 12th 5th house solar eclipse is going to bring a dramatic shift to romantic interests, creative projects, issues in and around children. So just follow what genuinely excites your soul. When it comes to money and career, dear Pisces, stop playing small. Eclipses are going to urge you to align your career moves with long-term spiritual purpose rather than your short-term cash grabs. So long-term plans this month, okay? When it comes to body and mind, the August 28th lunar eclipse in your 12th house is going to call for a deep spiritual retreat, meditation, and high-quality, uninterrupted sleep. Now, a good retrograde remedy for you is you can chant, this is for Narayana. Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya. And if you want to do that on a specific day of the week, Wednesday's the best day, but you can do that all day, every day. Okay, so I went a little over, but it's now time to bring on our favorite guest. You know him, you love him. He brings creativity, joy. We know him as the beloved Cowbell, Gerald Schwab from Tarotstache. Welcome, Gerald. There he is.
Hello, it's good to be here.
Thank you for your patience, Gerald.
Of course, what I was doing was I was working on tomorrow's back and forth with Jamie and Gerald, thinking, how can I have the snark and the seriousness and allow a bit of humor in? So we're working on it.
You definitely bring it. Like, we love having Gerald's lively, joyful energy. Because I tend to be very serious, kind of analytical, and I'm like, we need more Cowbell. So just know that all of you, please check out Gerald's links in the description box below. You can just subscribe to @Tarotstache if you haven't already. There it is. Mm-hmm. And you can also schedule a reading. He has a wonderful Calendly link. Just go ahead and click on that. There it is. And just know that we're going to go into our live tarot and astrology. If you do know your rising or moon and you put it in as part of your question, I can add a little astrological punch to your question. Know that we get 2 tippers and super chats first. They get immediate top priority along with longer, more in-depth readings from both Gerald and myself. And then when it comes to the free readings during lightning round, once we complete all of our super chats, we'll move directly into that. And it's in the exact order received in the chat box. So you need to be here in the audience to get your question answered. Okay, yeah. So drop your rising sign along with your specific question.
And don't be running off, people.
No, don't be running off, because we won't answer your question unless you're here.
If for those of you who don't know me, you better hydrate and make sure that you are not drinking something while we're being snarky, because I give very clear and direct readings. But sometimes they have a bit of snark undertone to them.
They do.
Not sometimes. They usually do, but trust me, I'll hold the space.
And Gerald has an amazing show called Caffeinated and Unfiltered. It is full of the snark. So it's definitely something to check out. I'm still catching up on everyone's shows this month, because actually this week's predominantly, because we've had multiple blackouts and water outages after a string of earthquakes here in Mexico City. So it's like, I mean, I was able to shower and get my hair done last night. So I consider that a win.
That is a win. But boy, those earthquakes shake things up, don't they?
They definitely do. And I think it's because, you know, Mexico's ascendant's in Maga, and it's close to kind of the Ashlesha eclipse that we have coming up here. So it's going to be really interesting to see how the eclipses affect Mexico versus the United States. I like to look at country charts to see what they're going to do.
Oh, well, of course. That's great. Yeah.
Yeah. And, so let's say hi to some lovelies in the chat. Maria, welcome. I got your question. You are in the queue. Jonathan is here. Say hi to everyone, Jonathan.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, Jonathan.
Jonathan says hi. Oh, my goodness. Rolina is here. Lovely to have you with us, Rolina. We hope you're doing well. Greetings from Berlin. I'm so glad you made the trip, Rachel. We got great cards for that. And I saw the photo of you and your uncle. I hope you're having a lot of fun.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. And then Michael B is here. Lovely to see you. And you're out with some friends. Enjoy, Rachel. That's great.
Nice.
Rolina, I'm getting your question in. And let's see. And Maria, don't worry. I got your question in, dear. Kiki about, lovely to see you. Welcome to the chat. And then Lenore, yes, you can send in a question. Oh, I love your profile photo. And then let's see. The lovely Venus is here reminding everyone how the show works. Thank you, Miss Venus. All right. Manor, I got your question in, Manor. John Taylor, lovely to see you. Welcome, welcome.
John.
Yes, and Venus is just reminding everybody how the show works. Thank you, Miss Venus. Tippers, yep, you get priority. And then Rolina, okay, your question's in, no worries. And then, oh, thank you, Steve. You're filled with beautiful energy. How are you doing? Love your hair. Thank you. I'm so glad I was able to wash it. So it's the little things. Brian's here, Gerald. Yay. Good to see you, Brian.
Brian, hello.
And then let's see. We have, let's see, And then Tarotstache is saying hi to everyone. You guys go ahead and click on his handle right here to subscribe, please. Venus, I got your question in. And let's see. Steve's here. Hello and blessed week to everyone. Welcome, Steve. Good to see you. Everyone's saying hi to Gerald because we adore him. And then, oh, you have a correction to your question. I got that in, Venus. Okay. And then Judith is here. Lovely to see you. Good evening. And Exo Jean is here. Happy Monday to you as well. Moon Day. And Mama's loves the snark. Yes. Gerald's full of that wonderful. Gerald is full of that wonderful snark.
Yep.
And then, yes, Jean, I'll go ahead and get your question in. Some Patience is here. Welcome, Some Patience.
Yeah.
And then everyone's saying hi to Jonathan. And Judith, I'll get your question in. Viviani is here. Lovely to see you, Viviani.
Hi, Viviani.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Okay, so welcome everybody. I really appreciate you all joining us today. Let's see. I'm going to get to questions here. All right. So making sure I didn't miss anybody. We don't have any tippers yet, but we'll just start to go in order until we get one. Mm-hmm. So the lovely Maria Scorpio is asking, I wonder what my uni, a female boss, is mad at me after our talk. Will she not be giving me more shifts at the part-time job? And same question there. Okay. Because you put it in twice. Got it. All right. So we're going to go ahead and get to your question, Miss Maria. Okay. And she's here. She just checked in. All right. So, well, we'll just look at the overall energy in and around you. Okay, dear, and see what's going on there. Open up this window a little bit, bring in some more light. There we go. Can you open up this a little bit more, sweetie? Thank you. I want you guys to see Mexico behind us. It's such a beautiful day today. Ooh, I got a full sentence for you. I love it when that happens.
Oh, that's
Okay, it has to do with work too. This is great.
Mm.
Okay.
Well, I want to give this. Is this person mad at you? Mad is not the right choice. There's a lot of energy that is being discussed, and in the healthcare industry. Oh well, okay. And part of it is there's a lot of fast and furious things coming, and both of you are trying to manage those and to deal with those, and to take the time that you want to take in order to have them be more meaningful isn't necessarily always going to work, because everything is just so quick. What I do have is, I don't know, is your boss, have they been doing it for a while? Because I'm curious if they're trying to, if everything has changed so much. I think she felt irritated. Okay, everything is a bit commenting on things that should be changed, and I'm new there. Well, and that's fine. The problem is for her is she's got so much energy. I mean, not for her, but there's so much energy going on around, and you just started there. You're new, and they want to bring you up to speed as quickly as possible, and they don't have time to do anything else. They want to get you up to speed, and they want to do it properly. However, they're not going to be able to. They can't fix these things that you're bringing up because there's no time, and they just want to get you trained.
Mm.
But so you may have to be willing to let some things go. I think she doesn't like a younger lady to tell her what to do. Well, that perhaps. And I think there's always a good thing. Part of it is you have to. A good opportunity for you is to show that you are on the same side as she is. You have the same desired outcome. Start with what you see needs to happen, and then talk about things from that perspective. So that's what I have for you, Maria Scorpio.
Okay, Maria Scorpio. I got a Mercury and Capricorn 9th house for you on the karma cards, and if you read them across, it gives you the message. So I didn't do this on purpose, so I love it when that happens. It's analyze the day-to-day reality of your job and the philosophies and laws in the job. So really pay attention to protocol. Use the most business-like way to analyze the situation in and around work. Get your emotions out of it. That's the main thing. Think like a Capricorn. Think like a business person. Communicate your goals. And try to, like Gerald said, match the goals of your it sounds like she's helping you out. She's much older. That's why she doesn't like me. This is what they're saying regarding that. One, get your emotions out of it. Try to figure out the job, because you are literally learning on the job. Now, she is there to integrate you into the position. Okay. I got 8 of Cups. Okay. This is all about walking away from any drama that's going on inside of you and leave the theater, because the movie that is playing in your head is not feeding your soul or helping you with your career. Okay. Mm-hmm. So you want to abandon any stale emotional environments that you are accessing from the past, and just think as business-like as possible and as routine-based as possible. Because what this does is it's not going to cause any initial struggles. You are building the foundation of your new job right now. So it's really important that you you walk away from any of the things that are weighing on your heart or emotional state, and don't bring your emotions into the job. That's what the job is for. Okay, my dear, walk away. She's literally walking away, and that sound bowl's on fire. Okay, so she lit it on fire. She's walking away from it into the sunset, and she's grounding herself. She's walking away from the emotions, and she's grounding herself on land, which is very Capricorn. So when it comes to your intellectual states, see it from a very grounded, business-like perspective, and do it in a big way, because you're stepping into a new position. This person's been here longer than you. It doesn't have to do with age. It has to do with experience. Okay, you're brand new. She's here to help initiate you into the process. Okay. But is she mad? No, walk away. Like, if she is, then that's not your business. Okay. You're there to do a job. As an Aquarian moon, one thing that I do, and I've been told I do well in a corporate environment, is I don't get involved in drama. I don't feed into gossip. I mean, emotions are important, but they'd have no place when it comes to a project or a goal and there's a deadline coming up. You don't want to get your personal scruples with another person involved, because what that does is it causes delays, it causes discord, and then the project or goal doesn't get fulfilled. So think about this in the most business-like, detached way possible, and get your emotions out of it. This is about you detaching, not her, because you are the one who is stepping into this new role. Okay? Again, walk away from the emotional aspect and just focus on the job. It doesn't matter what she thinks about you on an emotional front, because you're there to do work.
And
okay?
if you do your job, then she may not like you, but by God, you're doing your job.
Yeah.
And that's good. Did you say you got the 8 of Cups?
I did.
I also had the 8 of Cups pulled. So this is definitely, you need to leave. Who cares if she's mad at you? Are you still doing your job?
Yeah.
If you're doing your job, that's what's most important.
Yes. Gerald, love that.
Yeah, I do too.
Okay. I love that we got the same card. That's so great. Okay. So the lovely Barbara is here. Welcome, Barbara. And she did tips. So you are next. And let's see. And you said, thank you for the birthday wishes. I appreciate that, Barbara. Okay. So her question is, I feel like the rest of this month is potent for me. Well, it is an eclipse. What would my guides like me to know? Now, this one is close to your ascendant, so that might be why you're feeling it, Barbara. So, rest of the month, what do my guides want me to know? There's only a few days left before we hit August. Yeah, you do have some stuff coming your way, dear.
And
you're welcome, Maria.
Barbara, I would encourage you to, the rest of the month is going to feel very confusing for you, because perhaps you are thinking, you're smart enough, you've done this before, you shouldn't be feeling this uncertain about things. And your guides are actually giving you an opportunity to go, you know what? This is okay. This is okay for you to feel this way. I have 2 5s in this reading. 5s are about a core conflict, core challenge, and in what you're thinking and what you're doing. I also have it in Pentacles, so it's the resources, it's the surroundings, your environment, money. And I would say one of the key things that is telling me about this is, if in particular with this card, you may be missing the opportunity. Take the opportunity for the last days of this month for you to find out where you might find a little bit of inspiration to get you through the last few days. This is the Ace of Rods, Ace of Wands, and gratitude. I know it's easy, it's easy to say, oh, just be grateful for what you got. Well, it's that complicated and it's that simple. Be aware of what you have and the things that fulfill you emotionally. What are the things that you like? I just heard this idea of make a playlist or pull out your favorite music, a CD, and have it be your soundtrack through Saturday. Something that's going to raise and elevate your focus, and see how that works.
Gerald, I love that, especially the soundtrack, because I did get the third house of communications, and then I got Sagittarius, which represents expanding our thinking. So if there's like a spiritual music channel, sound bowl, something that really grounds you in spirit, maybe looking at, I like Deva Premal and Mitten. I like, there's a few things, I sent you a few as well as when we had our session, but listening to soundtracks that help inspire you and elevate your soul, that definitely falls in line. You might also get some communications toward expanding the way that you think moving into the eclipse month of August. So that's really good. Now, I love that you got the Ace of Wands, because that represents maybe something new coming your way. And I love that you also got the Five of Pentacles, because I've been getting Queen of Pentacles reversed for Barbara a lot lately. So paying attention to your finances is going to be a big thing. Additionally, I got the Eight of Swords, but it came up, when it came up, it was like there's something that needs to happen regarding your overall perspective on things. Okay, you might face a little bit of worry, denial.
Okay. Did Michelle Marie just freeze? She froze for me, and that's the Eight of Swords.
Crap. Am I here?
Okay, I hear your voice.
Okay.
I see you now.
Okay, good. So this is my facing adversity card. So know that, because Gerald did pull that Five of Pentacles. Poverty is a feeling that you're at the mercy of forces you can't understand. Okay, so if you're feeling a little economic scarcity, the psychological weight of struggling in a survival system, especially with the way the United States is going right now, it's important to really pay attention to what's going on regarding your finances. You do know the way out, and there is a way out for you. Okay, but that's a major theme that I've gotten for a lot of your readings lately. Then I got the Temperance card. Okay, this is all about divine balance, higher awareness, which goes along with Sagittarius. It's just the alchemical middle path. So it represents, finding balance toward the month, healing, doing things that make you feel in harmony with yourself. I love the playlist suggestion that Gerald recommended. So this is a time to get back into your discernment, energetic balance, and sacred moderation before we hit eclipse season in August. So these are the ways that you can, the middle way is what they're showing me. And I think it was Buddha that said, tune the lyre to neither too tight nor too loose. If it's too tight, it will break. If it's too loose, it will not play. The middle way alone leads to peace, harmony, and ultimate enlightenment. Yeah. So it's really important that you just stay in your lane, keep things as spiritually equilibrious as possible. And when it comes to your subconscious, doing things that make you feel not only grounded, but emotionally secure. Okay? Because that'll help you deal with the coming stress of the eclipses. All right? Especially with Saturn in that 8th house, which has been causing some stress. All right. Hope that was helpful. And Saturn is going direct today. So if you guys are feeling it, that's what's going on. All right. Cheryl is here. Good to see you, Cheryl. Welcome, my dear. Okay. So let's get on to our next question. And it is the lovely Steve. Thank you for your tip, Steve. All this work I've finally been blessed with this summer. Now I'm thinking next year about taking a trip. So my question is it a good time to take one? Well, you're always welcome to schedule a reading, and I can determine the best dates and times to do that. Again, it really does depend on the planetary shift and what's going on for you that day. Like if Saturn was going direct or Mercury or something like that, I'd say don't do anything on that day, especially if it was affecting like your 9th house of foreign travel or your 3rd house of short distance travel, depending on where you're looking to visit. But yeah, we'll pull some cards for you, Steve, but I can definitely provide you with a clearer answer if you schedule a reading, and Gerald can as well. Okay.
Steve, taking a trip.
Ooh.
I am actually thinking if you take it, and again, for entertainment purposes only, Steve, though, if you take a trip, it might be for, it might not be just for fun. It might be an obligation for to pay respects or to do some challenging or difficult work. It's in the meantime, however, do spend a little bit of time dreaming about where you might like to go. Because I have the 7 of Cups. This is the card of what could be possible. Where would be a fun place to go? That being said, this is back when there were physical travel guides, things that you could send away. This would be, I would say, go to AAA and see what suggestions they have for trips. It could be a lot of fun. Money is actually, you're going to be okay with money. Overall, I have the 4 of Pentacles because if you're going to be planning something, you're smart enough and intelligent enough to budget appropriately, and that includes budgeting savings. I do know where I'd love to go again. That's Hong Kong. Okay. The other thing is that supports that is you actually your work may be picking up a little bit more. Mm-hmm. This could be a really fascinating time for you. And work could be so good that, that's an interesting thought. Work might send you somewhere where you could extend it for a week or 2. Mm-hmm. So thinking about that, I'm curious to see what Michelle Marie has for you.
Okay, well, right along here with Gerald, I got the 4th house of home, security, family, things like this. So if you are going to go on a trip, choose to do something that connects you and strengthens your bonds with family, and or a place that you might be looking at as a second home or a work from home situation. Okay. This is also about staying at home too, but if there's something regarding your home that you're looking at, that's what they're really asking you to do. This is kind of opposite of travel, but if you really, really want to travel, I did get some cards for that. They want you to, I love that Gerald said that it could be something that expands your business, maybe a new partnership, something like that. I got Queen of Pentacles energy. This is a great card. He got the Ace of Pentacles. So those are some good Pentacles energy coming your way. Yeah. So this is someone who's very financially stable. They're building a solid foundation in and around their business and their home. So whatever makes you feel secure, whatever adds more of a foundation to not only that beautiful 4th house of home and family, but also to your career, because that's opposite the 10th, that is going to make you very, be pragmatic about it. That's the main thing they're saying. So when it comes to your physical comfort, that's going to take precedence, especially because they're showing me that you're doing a lot of work. Okay. Now I also got the 7 of Cups. Okay. It came up reversed, but the reason for that is because Gerald mentions that it's important that you review all of your options. And this card tells me to wait for clarity. Okay. Use your discernment before choosing it, because the most important kind of freedom is to, be who you really are, set the foundation for yourself. it's important that you look through the illusions that are in all of the options that are coming your way and choose the place that is going to create the strongest foundation for you moving forward. Like, here's an example. If Jupiter were in my ninth house, for example, and I were invited to an India temple tour versus like something to go, just visit a friend short term, I would take the India temple tour because it's more astrologically in alignment with what I'm supposed to be doing. So wait for the clarity to come. You're going to have a lot of options, a lot of things to consider. And once you receive that clarity, and you can do this through that beautiful third eye, through meditation, your creative imagination will reveal the best place for you to go. But right now it's all about foundation, stability, partnerships, and building what you're creating. And I love that you got that Ace of Pentacles, because that falls really in line with that as well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And then my second clue is Colombian roots. Okay, so you got Colombia, you got Hong Kong. That's that Seven of Cups energy, Gerald.
Well, it is. And also,
Yeah.
I'm curious if there might be a travel opportunity for work.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, and part of it is, Steve, you could actually say to people, you say, I'd be open to travel if needed. You could put that out there.
Yeah, I love that. And if there's a woman in your life with a really strong foundation, I did get that Queen of Pentacles, maybe talk to them. It could be a new business contract, something like that. You also mentioned wanting to get into a relationship. If you can combine everything you're doing foundationally with that, that would kind of fit in line with everything going on in your life right now, because you are a busy guy. Okay. Yeah. So let's go ahead and go in order of receive. We're going to go through lightning rounds. We have the lovely Rolina. Rolina is asking, can I know what my life partner will be like? When will I meet him? And thank you. And then Manor asks, I want to ask, how does Maz feel since I broke up with him and blocked him everywhere? It's been 3 weeks. Well, who cares? You blocked him. That's just me. That's my Aquarian vibe. Which one would you like to take, Gerald? Rolina or Manor? By the way, you guys have to check in too.
Yeah. Do you want me to do that one?
Manor or Rolina? You're welcome, Steve. He says, awesome. Thank you. We're going to wait till they check in. Let's do that first. Rolina, are you here? Manor, are you here? I know Venus is here and Jean is here, but are you guys here? Because you have to be in the chat to get your questions answered. Okay, that's how it works. Cowbell.
Are you here?
While we wait for them to come in, again, our handles are right here. Please subscribe to Tarotstache. Our links are in the description. You can see what we're up to. Jean is here. Thank you, Jean. All right, we're going to move on, guys. We're going to go to Jean and Venus, unless you check in. All right, it's Jean and Venus. Here we go. So Venus's question is, I'm feeling pulled to move out of my childhood home. Oh, my goodness. Fresh start. It's new energy. May I have a message from my guides or ancestors? And then Jean's is, may I ask what's coming toward me in love in August? Which one would you like, Gerald?
I'll take the Jeans, if that's okay.
You'll take Jean? Okay. I'll take Venus. I'll go to the corrected question there. Okay. Divine Timing's here. Lovely to see you. Oh, is my necklace turquoise? It's actually fire opal. So, and I have the earrings too. It was a gift from Jonathan from the tribe. Okay, so Venus, I'm being pulled to move out of my childhood home. Let's see. And I'll put Jean's question up for you, Gerald.
I got it.
Okay.
Do you want me to do Jeans first?
Go ahead if you're ready. I'm still pulling for Venus.
Okay. Jean. Now, Jean, I do have a suggestion, and that is that you realize unequivocally, easy for me to say, if you're looking for romance or something like that, you have to understand that you are perfect exactly the way you are. You do not have to do anything differently. I'm getting very clear messages that you should not feel like you have to do anything differently. You are exactly the right person. And what needs to happen is you have a lot of opportunity to, and I was not looking as I turned over my cards, but what I'm saying lines up quite perfectly. You're situating yourself. You need to know you are all that. I mean, you just do. And part of that is you don't have to go out and announce it. I am all that. You have to believe it, and that has to be packaged in the way you walk, the way you look at yourself, the way you talk to yourself, the way you say hello to other people, and the energy you allow to spend time near you. Choose your friends carefully. This is the Three of Cups. You might meet somebody in August through a group of friends. If you get invited to a party, go to have a good time. Don't go to find your next, lifelong partner. Just go to have a good time and to be who you are. I would definitely play with the idea of what love is for you and what it would be like to have all of those emotions and, transition from, you are a good person, yes. Transition from the old way of thinking that, translate away from the fact that you have this ability to, you're moving, you're growing, you're expanding. That's what's most important. Now, may I actually pull one of these cards for you? Emotions aren't my strong suit. It's true. Well, you know what? Here's the thing. Your emotions don't have to be your strong suit. You have to be your strong suit. You don't have to always lead with that. And, oh, well, here you go. So if this is inappropriate, my apologies. Let yourself be adored and know you effing deserve it. This is part of the energy for August for you. Know you're worth it and let people spend a little bit of time. So there you go.
Oh, love that for you, Jean. Great advice, Gerald. So I'm going to go to Venus and then some patience tips. So you're going to get a question answered from both Gerald and I. Okay, so the lovely Venus. I'm feeling pulled out of my childhood home for a fresh start and new energy. May I have a message from my guides or ancestors about this? Of course you may. So the main thing I got was the third house. Do you have siblings, my dear? This is also the house of communications and neighbors. Okay. This is the area that is going to be tested when you try to sell the home. Okay. Try to do the fresh start. There are going to be some challenges if you decide to do this. Okay. That's the main warning that I'm getting. I got the sun reversed. There could be some temporary delays. If you have siblings, there could be some inner childhood wounds that resurface, bad communications, delays in success, feelings of unworthiness. There's going to be some issues in and around that. Okay. And you said you're taking your mom with me. Okay. So here's the main issue that I'm getting. It's very much, how do I say this? If you keep your face to the sunshine, you can't see the shadow. But if you turn away, the shadow engulfs you and your own light becomes a scorching desert of arrogance. And it was Helen Keller that said that. And so the shadow side of this card is temporarily blocked joy. It can bring a lot of severe energy drainages, narcissism that burns others. So there's going to be some childhood stuff that comes in here that's going to get in the way of the sale, cause some drama, things like that. That's what I'm seeing. Okay. Then I got the Wheel of Fortune, but it came up reversed. So this tells me that there's going to be some karmic loops involved. bad luck made by some poor decision making, some stressful changes. Don't try to stop events from happening, because intervening too soon is going to delay the evolution of what needs to naturally happen. So I believe it was fated events catch up with those who run from them, and the stubborn are broken by the very changes that they refuse to accept. And it was Seneca that said that. This is the shadow time of bad timing, desperate passing seasons, karmic backlash due to ignorance. So I would say that for entertainment purposes only, not the best time to do it, because I'm not getting great cards for selling the house right now, because you've got some communication issues, neighbors, siblings, things that are going to cause some karmic loops your way. Now, we do have eclipse season coming up. It's going to cause some drama. The nodes are moving from the 2nd and 8th houses to the United States, which is it's the same as 2008 is coming. So there's a lot of stuff that's going to come out on the horizon that it's important to just be mindful of. And I'm going to go into more of that as we move into August and provide some remedial measures in and around that. Okay. So not till early next year. Okay. Again, early next year will be February. That's when the financial eclipses hit. So it's important that you just be mindful of that. Okay. And things like that. Okay. I hope that was helpful, my dear. It's so lovely to have you here. Garnet is here. Lovely to see you, Garnet.
Garnet.
And Jean says to Gerald, thank you. I hope the rest of July and have a wonderful August. Oh, yeah. Thank you for appreciating Gerald. We appreciate him too.
Thank you.
Okay. So some patients tipped. Is there support for cutting all ties with my family and changing my number? Or is there something I'm supposed to take away from the experience relationship with them? And then in the coffee app, I flew 3,000 miles to help clean my brother's apartment. With your broken, with all the surgeries and stuff that you have going on? Before my sisters went on site to spare them the trauma. Oh, because, honey, my sister blocked me from entering the apartment 5 minutes before my arrival. I knew she would try because she needs to be in control of all times. Is there support for cutting ties with my family and changing my number? Or is there something else I'm supposed to take away from this experience and relationship with them? So that's some drama. Okay, let's pull some cards on that, Gerald. Woo! I need a sip. Woo!
Yeah, I'm going, ooh, kids.
Mm-hmm. Oh, how dare you help some patients? Oh my goodness, the drama. We can expect a lot more of that coming our way, guys, with these eclipses. So just take a breath. It's going to be okay. Oh, Gerald, I got some great cards. Just to let you know, I got Scorpio and Pluto. That's a double 8th house energy. That's the Lord of Death and major transformation and events, which tells me, yeah, time to make some big decisions. And then some patient says, big drama. I'm also emotionally over them, and it's been for many years. Did any of them come and take care of you when you broke both arms, both legs, and had multiple surgeries?
Well, see, and I think this just answered your question.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I did cry that night, but I just want to be done with them.
Well, of course you cried that night. That's a lot of energy and a lot of expenditure.
It is.
So,
especially after what you've gone through physically. Yeah. I mean, come on. None of them, but I didn't tell them. Okay. You didn't tell them you were coming? Is that what you're saying, some patients?
Or she didn't tell them about the surgeries.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
All right. This is, as always, for entertainment purposes only. So is it time for you to cut ties? I got a yes with the Justice card. And so very much this feels, all of the energy that I've read and what you've typed into the chat says you're ready to do it. You're just waiting for a permission slip. I would check your mail. You may have missed the permission slip that showed up about 6 months ago. So
some patient says, I didn't tell them I felt for my energies, and I didn't tell them I was coming. So we both picked up on that, Gerald. And then yes, for entertainment purposes only. Haha. Okay.
But so it's really important for you. You know, you're seeking justification karma is great fun, especially when we remember it is a balancing for behavior. Balance is karma is neither good nor bad. It just is. And I'm also thinking what may be helpful for you, some patients, is for you to, that's an interesting view. Yeah, you can block them and do all of that and change your number. It's a huge pain in the ass if you want, excuse me. It is a huge pain if you want to change your number. Then you have to let everybody else know.
Including your banking. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, part of me says, just stop paying attention to them. Do not give your energy to them. Because I got the Sun and the Six of Swords. You're going to be knocking down small things every day that's going to help you get enlightenment. And part of it is you need time. You need the Hermit with the Four of Pentacles. You need time. You need quiet time for you to find your balance again. Yeah, you want to do this really quickly because it does feel very much like let's rip the Band-Aid off. I got the 8 of Rods again, but it's coupled with the 10 of Rods, which is the 10 of Rods is you are carrying much more than is your responsibility to carry.
Yes.
And yeah, you're getting much better at boundaries and owning your talents and skills. The thing is if you're still carrying all of those rods that aren't yours to carry, you're not putting them down. When I see the 10 of Rods, I say, put everything down, press the pause button, take a nap, and then in the morning, after you hit the snooze button a couple of times and you get up, then go look at the rods and you go, you know what? That's not mine. You can care, but do not carry. You can care, but do not carry that which is not yours. So.
All right. Similar cards. First thing I got was Pluto and Scorpio. This is power struggles. What Pluto does is he is the brother of Saturn, the karmic teacher. He is the one who goes to Chitragupta, the keeper of the Akashic records, and says, hey, what do they need to work on in their next birth? And then we have to go through those really life or death trials in the next birth to really learn our lessons. When they get this in Scorpio, it's time to literally get out the excavator, clean out the skeletons, and move on. Okay, so this is major transformation for you. You are a people pleaser, a family pleaser, a doer. Like Gerald said, you got that 10 of Wands energy. You take on what's not yours. Their burdens are their burdens. Stop. You just broke both arms and legs and had multiple surgeries. You didn't even think to tell them. You know why? Because you didn't get the support before. Time to move on. Now, I love that Gerald gave you some of the closure cards that you needed. This is your next step. I got 2 of Wands. This is all about visionary expansion. Okay. This is a card of courage, vision, expansion, and ambition. You can see she's looking out the window. She's got a little bug here, like a Volkswagen bus, and then she's got a world and a plan. Okay. She's looking outside to expand her horizons in a way that motivates her soul, the visionary that's inside of her. I think it was John F. Kennedy that said, we chose to go to the moon in this decade and do other things, not because they're easy, but because they're hard. This is going to be difficult, but it's time for you to start your own journey. It's time for you to start taking actions for yourself, because what that's going to do is open up a lot more doors for you, especially when it comes to microfarming and things like that, which I know that you are very interested in, especially with this new house. Once you do that and you focus on your sacred sanctuary, I got 4 of Wands. Okay. Oh. Yeah, there you go, Gerald, and got that too. Okay. So this is all about harmony, building a foundation for yourself, really seeking stability in your own life, and stop carrying around the burdens of others. Because if you create a homecoming for yourself, you can then make that space into a place of appreciation. I think this is actually from The Godfather. It was Don Vito Corleone, he was the kind of the foundational baseline of the family. And he says, a man who doesn't spend time with his family can never be a real man. They didn't even let you in the house. These are people where money is thicker than blood. Stay away from them. They are toxic. Okay. I come from that. They're not good people. They will continue to alienate you because you think with your heart and with your familial obligation, rather from a place of, I'm going to get mine first, which is kind of the energy I got when I saw them blocking the house. It's like, she's after my stuff. I mean, that's what I got. It was like, whoa, okay, money thicker than blood. Got it. So even the mob knows that if you don't have a tight community, even in crime syndicates, loyalty is celebrated. So this goes against their own value and worth. Even criminals understand that blood is important, okay? So if there's instability, a lack of belonging going on, I got Pluto Scorpio, walk away. If they don't act like family and they care more about stuff and their own material objectives, walk away from people like that, because you can't trust them at the end of the day, because their heart is in the material and not in the spiritual. They're out of balance. Okay. So I think if you step into that, you'll be much, much happier. Okay. And then you'll go back and listen. You lost audio. Okay. Yes. Family of happy home card. That'll be a first. Yes. Yes. They're malicious and vicious. Okay. People that are like that are insecure. They're scared of death, because that's really what materialism comes from. That's why people surround themselves with stuff over people and relationships. They put like I said, the money over blood, over obligation, because they're scared of death. And it just shows that they still have to step into some maturity there. Okay. You can jump in, Susan. Welcome, my dear. And then some patient says, done. I got a new phone this afternoon. They will not get the number. Well, again, make sure that your new number with the 2-factor authentication and everything else is good. I mean, if they're that toxic, then yeah, get yourself a new number. But you could also block them. You can block numbers on your phone, and they can't even get through. So you don't have to change your number. There's like ways that you can work around that. Okay. All right. Welcome, Lynn Hariyama. Good to see you. All right. And then everyone's talking about their gardens. I love that. All right. So Venus, Mr. Gerald, would like you to answer her question too. And she tipped. So I'm feeling pulled to move out of my childhood home for a fresh start and new energy. May I have a message for my guides or ancestors? So she wants you to answer that as well.
Okay. No, I'm not going to. I think that is, about moving away, from that. It's an interesting energy shift, because if you do it as a honoring and using that to help propel you forward is different than the selling it off and running away from it. Because the initial thing that I got for you was the 9 of Cups, which is the card of great satisfaction. It's the wishes come true. You've worked hard at it and you've been happy about it. Of course, there's going to be difficulty of letting things go. There's going to be some sadness around it. There's going to be bits of sorrow because, heck, your childhood home. I mean, it's like, gosh, that's a lot. However, there's this idea of justice. It's the bigger picture things. Do you want to stay there and have that grounding? There's an opportunity to where staying there can feel very liberating and empowering. I feel this house is holding me back. Well, okay. And it's interesting you should say that, because the next card I have it's emotionally holding you back because I have the Devil. It's the difficult stuff you don't want to see, It's all of the change, all of the things that are challenging that, but once you get through that and you're on the other side, it's going to give you a really good foundation. And I have the Hierophant. What this is saying to me is you're going to be breaking yourself free of the known or unknown limitations of the house and your ancestors. Now, I'm not saying your ancestors, you're not honoring them, but I'm saying sometimes habits are not the best things because we've just done them over and over and over again. It might be time to go, you know what, let's do something a little different to see where I can thrive, where I might not have had. My dad was my BFF and died in this house too. I mean, there's a lot of emotion around that. And I would be very curious to see what it would be like for you to think about leaving the house in a new and exciting way. It's like moving away to college, moving for a job. Ooh, what's going to happen? No. I
love that you got the devil, you got the betrayal card. I feel like there's going to be some outside stuff that's going to come in and cause some issues.
Could be.
Because that's kind of the energy that I got as well. It's, these are people that see the material above the spiritual, and eclipses can do that, which is where they're coming in August. You said, and I'm thinking the beginning of next year. That's when the second round of eclipses come.
Oh, yeah.
And again, the second round of eclipses are 2008 energy. It happens every 18 years, guys. So we can expect some major shifts going on then. I've been trying to prepare you all for that for the last year or two. So just be aware. And then she said she passed my sister, the one who would have. Okay. I'm not sure what that means, but okay. All right, so let's get on to our next two questions. And we have Miss Susan who tipped. Thank you, Miss Susan. And Susan's question is, thanks, everything is going so fast these days. I think the plan is on hold for the 501c3 Research Foundation until I get the church website fully up and the books written. The books or audio version is recorded, and I'm wanting to know if this sounds like the best plan. Any advice coming from either of y'all would be most welcome. I'm bringing this into being. Sure appreciate y'all. Thank you. Oh, you're so welcome. So you're looking at the best plan and any advice given the website, audio version of a book that you're coming out with. Okay, so we're just going to get some energy in and around this. Okay. All right. Oh, let me put back up for you. Sorry, Gerald.
It's okay.
Okay. Let's see here.
I know there's the energy that's going on around all of this. It's a bit okay. I'll take those two cards. It's a bit chaotic because the overall energy I got for you was the Fool.
Oh,
This is that card of hey, let's try it. Let's see what happens. Let's keep moving. Let's take that leap of faith and expect the net to be there. It's not foolish behavior, but it's refreshed behavior. It's like, all right, I've got full energy. My gas tank is full and I'm ready to go. and I've got food and I've got cash, and I'm just going to say, let's just play around and find out what works and what doesn't work. with that in mind, that is tempered by the King of Rods. When you do take some action in order to do what it is that you're looking for, the church, the website, the audio version of the book,
Yeah.
be energetic, but take a little bit of time and make sure it's foundational. You know what is going on, and it's not like you just show up at the studio and figure it out. This is going to require a little bit more time than what you want and a bit more patience.
Yes.
And that's okay. That's part of the process. You got to know if you're burning hot with the King of Rods, you are mature about it. You are going to be experiencing a bit of things are going to show up that are unexpected. If you look at them as barriers that can't be overcome, that's exactly what they will be. If you look at them in the sense of, well, no, I didn't expect that to happen. Now I get to learn how to do a 501c3 thing. It's part of that Fool energy. It's like, woo, okay, we get to do that. Because underneath this, those unexpected difficulties and challenges, we have, and I am rather fond of this, we have the Page of Swords. You're going to learn something new, and the Four of Rods. You're going to learn something new. And everything you're learning, if you pay attention to it in the right way, is going to support you where you are wanting to go. I think that's really quite lovely for you. Now I'm curious what you have for her, Michelle Marie.
Well, I love that you brought up the Fool, because I think it's important that, the Fool is not, and you also got the King of Wands. So it's about taking action, but also trusting spirit. The first card that I got was the Moon. The Moon is all about listening to that inner voice, your intuitive inner self, that third eye, tapping into it. That's the main energy that I got in and around that. And that's what the rest of the cards are pointing out to me. Because the second card I got was the Queen of Cups. This is a very lunar energy. This is about owning your inner emotional sovereignty and relying on your intuition. Okay. So you want to rely on clairvoyance, be intuitive, tap into your heart space or your third eye, and make a deep emotional connection with your guides before moving forward, because you're kind of going in the wrong direction here. There is a denial of someone's behavior in and around you, and it can bring a lack of fulfillment in the long term. I think that's why Gerald said it's important to rest with the Four of Swords, and then to look at it a little differently. Take the blindfold off and see what's going on around you with the Eight of Swords energy. So that when I get this card, it's kind of like a smothering martyr kind of card. I've always been a victim of my own intense feelings, is something that Joan Crawford said. And this is the shadow of the Queen. It's codependency. It's emotional issues by having manipulative people in and around you that are playing professional victims or martyrs. So it's important that you step away from this energy and really rely on your intuition moving forward, because this is someone who's standing in the way of your vision. And I think that taking rest will open up that third eye, because it's important that you really rely on this moving forward, because this is a soul-based project.
Yeah.
Now, for that energy, I did get the Three of Swords reversed. There's going to be some kind of betrayal that you're going to need to heal from. There is an end in sight. You're going to free those emotions to a new perspective, but it's important that you don't carry those wounds into your decision making and sabotage what you're trying to do with the organization, with the book, with everything else, the website. So it was Nikola Tesla who said, the scientists of today think deeply instead of clearly. One must be sane to think clearly, but one can think deeply and be quite sane. And I think that's that intuitive sense that they're asking you to step into. So this is the shadow mind of a brilliant mind or idea that's trapped in perpetual isolation with that Eight of Swords energy that Gerald picked up on. And if you're unable to heal from this betrayal, it's going to get in the way of your vision. Okay, so I did go, because I got that pierced heart energy from the Three of Swords. I went ahead and went to my Mahabharata oracle, and I asked for a little extra. And guess what I got? I got intuition, and look what's behind him, the moon. So this is Sanjaya, and when he appears, unseen truths will reveal themselves. Like I said, after September 25th of this year, you are going to go through about a 3.5-year trial, okay, with your partnership. So it's really important that you really step into the gift of perception beyond your physical sight, and you bridge those worlds. If you translate divine awareness into understanding, your intuition to serve others through this organization will come out of clarity and out of truth. Okay, so this card, it signals inner perception, trusting those subtle impressions, those synchronicities. But if you're too tired, you can't see them. So it's important to rest. It's important to recalibrate, especially emotionally, do a little bit of shadow work, wound work on the emotional level. And once you do that, your mind-body awareness will deepen. Meditation will enhance your clarity and balance when it comes to working on the website, book, everything else. And what this tells me is the answers that you need are already within you, but you've been like so pedal to the metal. They're showing me you're working, you're doing. You haven't really taken any time out. And that's what Gerald picked up on. And what happens when you do that is you can't tap into that divine intuition and really set a solid foundation for your organization. Okay. Jonathan's been humming and hawing. So I'm gonna turn it over to him, because when he starts making noise over here, it means that he has something to say. You want to step over? Okay, there we go. You got a third party here.
Hi, Susan. I'll start with, I'm not a lawyer and I don't play one on TV.
But you did work for a law office for over a decade as a paralegal and
yes, a backdrop catcher, bam, here it comes. So what I want to, my advice, and this is just an opinion, is you want to protect this original material under a legal framework before you start creating it. It's like you need a shed for the plants before you start putting in the little seedlings. If you leave them out in the yard, all the neighborhood pets are going to come over and tear them all apart. So I'm just saying, I would advise anybody, and I've done this myself, you want to set up the legal organization for the 501c3 or whatever it is that you're going to do that, and then develop all of these materials under that legal umbrella. Because if you develop them outside of that, someone can say, oh no, I had that first. I just, it was, you had some stuff on the internet, but I had that first. But if it's if it's recorded in the books of the 501c3, and again, I'm not an attorney, maybe there's a different structure that would be better. You want to develop the shelter first and then put all of the creations into that shelter. And it doesn't take very long. These things are not, it's like really, it would be like going to Ace Hardware and buying a shovel. They're so common. So it would be very easy for an attorney to have something like this built for you in less than a week. And then you register everything you do under that organization.
And she says, time to make sure it's foundational. Time and patience is good. Putting the other project on hold is a good move. Great attitude to face the unexpected. Awesome, Gerald. And then she goes on to say, listen to the inner voice, Queen of Cups intuition, deep emotional connection, aware of other energy present, manipulative martyr, someone in the way of vision, betrayal to heal from, thought of the big betrayal this week. That's what I'm probably picking up on. When I saw him on Facebook, considered reconnecting. It's not just the betrayal that's keeping me at bay. Gross personal choice, working till after dawn, many days. Yeah, so, and then she says, thanks, Jonathan. So something rather than an LLC or whatever, I put intellectual property. Good. Okay, so.
Excellent.
Okay. Susan's a note taker, Gerald.
There you go.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, we hope that was helpful, my dear. Thank you for coming in. And I haven't really been in contact with a lot of you guys this week because Mexico's been undergoing blackouts. Like we didn't have electricity for hours and hours and days and days. It was very interesting. Like we're talking citywide blackouts. It was really interesting, but it was safe. And everyone was just kind of like, we're walking in the dark and just kind of waving at each other. So wow. Yeah, I know. And then Susan says, so grateful. We're grateful for you too. And then Judith says, I also worked for a law firm for over 6 years. I'm not a lawyer, but I'm in Canada. Oh, very cool. Okay. Lovely to see you, Divine Goddess. Okay. So let's go in order here. I'm just going to make sure we got everybody. Oh, Rhoda is here. Divine timing. You are next. She tipped. Okay. Rhoda says, I'm feeling a lot of guilt this week behind a situation with me and my children. Could I get some insight on what to expect? Okay, you got it. Okay.
Guilt.
Children. Okay. Cool.
I'm wondering if it's, and you said this is Rhoda?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You're feeling some guilt behind a situation with you and your kids this week. I got the Seven of Pentacles, which is the card of making sure that your timing is accurate. Are you worried about something that you think might be going on, or might be going on? Because the response is different for each of those. And I'm wondering if, because if it were really that bad, it would have shown up a lot faster than what it hasn't already. Because I got the Eight of Rods again. So it would have shown up really quickly. Because all things change, and things can go. I actually think you might be the one who feels badly about it, and not the kids. It might be one-sided. You might be feeling about it. Yes, I think they almost didn't get enrolled in school today, but it did work out good. Good. I think that's what's really important. And you can give yourself a little bit of time to feel the way you need to feel about it, but don't let it become an obsession, because if it becomes an obsession, then it becomes bigger and much more powerful, and you blow it out of proportion. I'm not saying you are blowing it out of proportion. I'm saying there could be the opportunity if it's like if I tell you don't think about pink elephants, for the rest of the evening you're going to think about pink elephants. So
We have a car wash called the Pink Elephant where I used to live, so immediately flashed in.
that's funny.
And she says, okay. Okay. All right. So, Rhoda, what I got was, I got that there is a male energy in and around the environment. Knight of Cups energy. This is the card that represents someone who is able to love deeply. They find beauty in things like these. This is the kind of guy that would write you a poem and bring you flowers on Valentine's Day. Okay. So this is kind of an artistic crusader card. So when it comes to, this is like a creative gift that we all receive from the divine masculine. So know that it's important that you kind of tap into this energy when it comes to your kiddos, because they're feeling a little insecure right now, but there is a person in the environment that can help, okay, and provide a little bit of emotional stability, not only for them, but also for you. That's the energy that I got in and around the dynamic that's going on, okay? Then you mentioned that the thing at school wasn't working out. I got Two of Wands reversed. This tells me that, you had a vision and it did not come to fruition. There was some anxiety. The project did not get fulfilled. So this represents fear of the unknown and fear and over control. And like Gerald pulled the Tower. If you try to over control the situation, especially when the plans aren't working out, you can create more drama than what's necessary. Okay. It's good to not think about things in a more paranoid way because of some past wounds that they're showing me. Overregulate, kind of bully the small territory ahead of you, because this is a card of, you know, your actions, your initiations not taking fruition. And the kids are a little anxious about this as well. So it's important that you tap into that heart space. And she says, I was definitely faced with having to quit my job and move back home. Well, that would be a major, major issue in your plans. Okay. So, and she says, right. Okay. So it's important that you don't try to over control the situation and just let it flow. There is a masculine energy in and around you that can help you with this. Okay. So, and this is someone who is very in tune with their heart space. Okay. I got that everything is eventually going to work out. So it's important that you take a breath just right now and know it's going to work out. Okay. I got the Wheel of Fortune. So you just have to wait on the right timing. Okay. Divine order, karmic cycles. No, this wheel of life, it moves relentlessly. Fortune comes today, misfortune tomorrow. So it's important that you witness this with a steady heart and remain fixed on the unmoving center, the axle here. So it's important that you have equanimity, not only for yourself, but for your kids as you go through this, because the cosmic tides of karma, which represent this wheel, can fluctuate. And when our plans don't go to fruition, we can go into those places of, you know, betrayal or loss, or as Gerald pulled, the Tower card. So don't resist any changes coming your way. It's just some karmic loops. You'll bring more stress if you resist it or try to stop events from happening. Okay, so it's important to just bring emotional stability into your kids' lives. You know, whenever I get Knight of Cups, it tells me that doing something creative, something that kind of breaks you out of the cycle can help. One of the things I used to do when I babysat was, if you look at like light fixtures, I used to create little pieces of paper, and then the kids would like create an artwork around it, and we just take some tape and then put it around a light fixture so they could have like little pieces of art around the home that didn't cause any damage, things like that. Or I would do like a little poetry unit with them. And I was a teacher, so we would sit down and we would write poems and then maybe draw a picture and then put it on the fridge, and then they can look at it and reflect on it over the week. Something that is emotionally cathartic and artistic might be something that you can introduce this week, is what they're showing me, to kind of get the kids out of that rut. Okay. And I love that. Great. Okay. So I'm glad that was helpful, and we're sending you and your kiddos lots of love. Okay. Judith, are you here? Angelila, are you here? And Divine Goddess, are you here? You are our last 3 questions. Please check in.
Woohoo.
Woohoo.
This is a good opportunity for everyone to make sure that they are subscribed to all of our channels.
Yes.
So please do that.
Links are in the description. And schedule a reading if you want something more in depth. Okay. Both of our contacts and our Calendly calendars are in there.
Yep.
Okay. Divine Goddess, are you here? Angelila, are you here? Please check in. Judith, are you here? Please check in. Judith, are you still here? Please check in, guys. Otherwise, we're just going to go ahead and move on. It's been about an hour and a half anyway, so since Gerald came in.
Yeah.
Thanks for checking in for us, Venus. You're the mod with the most. We appreciate you. Oh, my goodness. Okay. So, Divine Goddess is here. Okay. I'm getting N Aries, thought about next actions for me going on a hike. Okay, well, you're the last. Okay, and then who else is checking in here? Not seeing Judith. Okay, so I'm going to pull a card for Divine Goddess, and then you want to pull a card, and we'll just go ahead and close out.
I think so.
Okay, so we'll just each pull a card for you. Next actions. Oh, Judith is here. Okay, so I'll let you do Divine Goddess and I'll do Judith. Okay. Okay. Okay, I'll pull some cards for Judith. And then Divine Goddess is already up there. 4 months. Okay.
All right. Nat, his name. He's into yoga, and I'm into meditations. So let's see. Next actions for you. You're going on a hike. I think a hike is a lovely thing. Please, by the way, make sure that you take more water than you think you are going to need, because that's a good thing. And Divine Goddess, what I have for you is I have everything that I have for you is related to balance. Make sure that you balance the big picture. I have Temperance. This is the magic card of the deck. This is the alchemy card. Make sure that you know all of the pieces and parts and the ingredients that you have, because everything is in flux. Everything, you're going to be balancing things. This is a really, really key thing. You both are adventurous, yes. I think that's absolutely lovely. You know, this is like, I think the third time that the 8 of Rods has shown up. 8 Rods, swift movement. Things are going to move rather rapidly. Do not lose your head. Don't immediately go, well, we're going on a hike, and at the top of this is going to be somebody to do a marriage proposal. Don't do that. Don't do that. I mean, so be realistic with it. So, yeah. And balance is really important. And one of the great things is if you're looking if you're looking at this as if this is romance, there better be balance on both sides of it, and a willingness to balance if it's out of balance. Sometimes out of balance is fun, because getting back in balance can be a lot of fun when it's appropriate. Mm-hmm. So that's what I have for you, Divine Goddess. No, I'm going to take my time on these things. Courtship is very important. Good. Yes. I'm here to support that.
And on August 1st, Venus, which rules love, is going into debilitation. So good month to just take things slow. And Venus is also going to be aspecting Saturn retrograde mid-month. So it's really important that you take those rose-colored glasses off and you see that relationship for exactly what it is. And that goes for everyone in the audience, because that's the astrological vibe of the month in August.
And August 1st is also Lunasa, or the celebration of Lamas. It's the first harvest. So it's an indication of how things can be through the rest of the year. So, I mean, enjoy it.
And then Divine Goddess says, wow, interesting. Excellent.
Very interesting.
Okay. Yeah, that's when the berries start. It's usually the strawberries that hit, and then the raspberries, and then the blueberries, and then toward the mid-August we get the apples. So that's that's.
And this is where you're going to start doing a lot of stuff with grains and stuff like that. So.
Oh yeah, it's true.
Great.
That's very true. Okay. And Divine Goddess says, wow, interesting. Okay, yes, the courtship is important. Great advice, Gerald. Okay, Miss Judith, you are next. I'm a Pisces. They're going through Sati Sati, if that's your moon. If it's your ascendant, Saturn can cause major career upheavals and changes. If it's going over your sun, that's an ego transformation, okay? Saturn going into Pisces it's gonna happen until, this is sidereal calculation, off and on until February 2028. So we're gonna be in this energy for a while. Okay, so what they really want you to focus on positively for the next couple of months is your home, your family, your support, what makes you feel secure. Okay, I got 4th house energy. Home is something that you should be putting all of your time and energy into, is what they're showing me. It's something that you need to involve others in to make sure that you have that stability in and around you. It's important that you find a roof over your head where you feel secure, where you feel like you're, because the thing is, in the art of war, it's all about securing your base. And they're saying that your base is not secure right now. So you need to do that. Okay, it's your sun. Okay, big ego transformation there. This tells me you need to start reaching out to other people, asking them for help, seeking partnerships. Now, I asked what caused the imbalance in this area, your foundation, what makes you secure. And I got the Two of Cups reversed. This is an imbalance or misalignment when it comes to relationships, not being on the same page, disharmony because you invest yourself into the partnership, but the other person doesn't. And it turns into neglect and conflict. So it's one of those things where you are learning to set boundaries within not only domestic partnerships, which is what they're showing me, but also partnerships in general. There's a lot of toxic attachment things that are still samskaras, which are past life wounds that are now manifesting in your current life that are happening. I think it was Joni Mitchell that said, you love your lovin', but you don't love me. Okay, so this is the shadow side of emotional imbalance, losing yourself in some kind of codependent, painful dissolution, idealizing partnerships. It got you into a lot of trouble, and you're learning in this area. Okay, been there, no judgment from me. Okay, it's just something that you came here to work on. Now, when you start to do some of this shadow work that's going to help you create a more balanced home life, it's important that if you're carrying rejection, heartbreak that's blocking your ability to pursue healthy relationships and partnerships, let go of those expectations, but set boundaries at the same time. Okay. So this is a time of re-examination because a lot of your plans have gone awry, especially when it comes to home life balance, because your guys are still like hammering into you. Set some boundaries in your relationships. Let go of this toxic codependency. Stop attracting people that steal your energy. It's like this emotional vampiric energy. And the solution I got to that is you're reevaluating love. I got Radha. Radha's love. She's the opposite of Krishna. She's his divine partner. It transcended form, time. There's no possession here. That's one thing I love about Jonathan and he loves about me is we're not possessive in love. We're best friends. We're partners. We love each other. And he goes, at the very beginning of our relationship, we talked about hurts and things that we've gone through. And I just said, if someone doesn't want to be in a relationship with me, I just leave and say, hey, go pursue what you want. And he's the same way. We don't carry grudges. We just move forward and we don't see people as possessions. We don't put expectations forward. We just go, do you want to be my partner or not? That's Radha love. It's not based on possession or expectations or codependency. It's liberated rather than bound in something. Okay. So they're asking you to start developing pure heartfelt connections, especially with that Two of Cups reverse that I got, because love should flow without fear. So there's some deep emotional bonding that could be coming your way and spiritual partnership that can be coming your way. But if you don't do the emotional healing and you set those appropriate boundaries, or do those heart-centered practices, you can reject this type of union. So know that when love is expressed freely, it becomes divine. And that's what's caused a lot of the issues in your stability. Okay. I have unemployed right now and have reached out for funds, but I feel positive. Okay. It's important that you see the lesson in this because that's what the guides are trying to show you. I picked up on a little bit of this last week. They're showing me last week's readings. I tend to forget them. I think I pulled similar cards. So you'll want to go back to that show and look at that reading too, because I was in the zone. But what they're saying is they're trying to reverse a really negative karmic samskara. That's a wound, a scar that you're carrying from birth to birth that needs to be eradicated. And the best way to do that is hit it with a laser, go deep. And that's what's going to bring you more stability in the future. Okay. And Divine Goddess says, gorgeous oracle, looks like a goddess. Yes, that is a goddess. Radha is the, it's Radha Krishna. It's a very beautiful, beautiful love connection there. She is a goddess. So she represents God, the female manifestation of goddess Lakshmi. So, and then Jean says, it's a choice to wake up and love someone every day in a relationship. It is. And, like I said, in sickness and in health, in poverty and in wealth, Jonathan and I've been through it all. And we don't put unreal expectations on each other, but I do tell him. And the only time I ever threatened to leave was when I said to him, I'm going to Mexico because of these 3 reasons. I'm going to lose my medical, which I did. It's not a safe place for me to be anymore, and it's too expensive. And I actually found a lifeline here in Mexico and abroad. And I told him, you are welcome to live your life and do what you want. This is before his diagnosis. And he eventually followed. But I told him, look, as your teammate, I'm going to be down and you're going to be fine because of this new big, beautiful bill that's coming out in Congress. And he chose to follow. And you don't regret it?
No.
He actually appreciates it. So, I mean, but yeah, so what would you recommend? Anything you want to add, or are you good?
Listen to your heart, but also listen to your intellect. You have to balance this, because sometimes you think it's one talking, it's the other. And sometimes your emotions can just run out of control, or at least mine can. So it's good to not make any decision without thinking and talking about it. And there's nothing wrong with a good hard slap in the face occasionally.
And Judith says she's not in a relationship. They want you to refocus the way that you view relationships, Judith, because that's what is going on there. And she wonders if you're American.
Am I American?
Yeah.
100% made in America,
Yeah. Okay. Oh my goodness. All right. So, but we're not in that country anymore. We're now expats. So, and we actually had a show called The Boomer Mill. We're going to pick it up again when we have more time. But if you want to know why we left America or the United States, the whole story's there. So,
there you go.
Okay. Well, yeah. So that's everything. We did it, Gerald. Is there anything you'd like to announce? Anything exciting coming your way on the show?
I would. One of the things that I did 2 weeks ago, I posted a series on my channel. It's called a Tarotstache sampler. If you're not familiar with me, there is a playlist, but I created 7 videos introducing different aspects of my channel. I do more than just readings. I have conversations. I'm creative. I talk about grounding. I talk about AI. And I talk about discernment and the importance of that. I think some people might enjoy that because it gives people a chance of, here's a sample, here's another taste, but then here's a full playlist on it if you're curious. So I encourage people to give that a try.
And I've watched them. They are excellent. And you have these little nuggets of knowledge that you can take into the week and apply to your own life, which we really appreciate.
Oh, yeah.
So definitely check that out. Again, if you weren't with us toward the beginning of the show, I just gave August Astrology. I will be preparing you guys for the eclipses next month. They're big ones. It's hitting Jonathan and I again. We're really looking forward to this being over. So, my gosh, the drama. But this is the last one on my moon, so I'm really looking forward to that. But then it hits my sun, my Mercury, and then his Mars. And so we're just looking at each other going, we've got this. So we've been through eclipses before. I've got lots of remedial measures that I'm going to be putting out. And you're always welcome to schedule a reading with me or with Gerald for more insights into the month of August, because it's going to be a dramatic one. Again, pay attention after that solar eclipse, because it's going to reveal some secrets regarding our financial sector, especially in the United States. Last time we went through this was 2008. So just pay attention, because it is going to come to fruition. And that's the best advice I can give you. And Venus is reminding everyone, subscribe to Gerald. She's got his link right there in the chat. So please do that. And then, yes, Judith, you have been single. I get that. They're trying to open the relationship access for that, because they might be setting up a mirror for you, someone to really show you what love versus what possession looks like, that can balance out your soul. Okay, that's what I picked up on. It was pretty intense. All right. So I want to thank all of you for being here, especially Gerald. I look forward to this every month and seeing your beautiful face. So
Thank you for the invitations.
Yes, and everyone is just thanking you for your time and energy as well. Again, all of his links are in the description. Please follow him. Please schedule a reading with him. You will not regret it. And I'm just sending you all tons of love and light as we move into August. And stay tuned. I'm going to be here next week. Maybe Jane will be visiting us. She just got back from her trip, but I'm going to check in on her to make sure she's well rested. So you're so welcome, Exogene, and they're all talking about relationships in the chat. Oh my goodness. Well, I'm glad we gave you guys some stuff to think about. If you need more things to think about, definitely check out Gerald's samplers. So we're sending you all love and light as you move into August. And thank you for the happy birthday wishes. I appreciate you all. Much love. Om Shanti, Om Peace, Om Love.